Hi, I'm Kevin Smith from Club Marine TV, and today we're taking a look at the latest Aquila 54 power catamaran. Man, we're in for something special here. It's a big boat and we're on the Gold Coast, so what more could we want? We're here with Lee Randall from Aquila, Australia and New Zealand. Lee, tell us a little bit about the brand.
Well, the Aquila brand has been in Australia for a few years now. We were really fortunate a year ago to be contacted by Aquila and asked to sort of look at their bigger range. And through a bit of negotiation, we've ended up handling the whole range in Australia and New Zealand for the last 8 months now. The brand itself has been massively successful worldwide. And especially in the last 2 years, we've seen unprecedented growth in the power catamaran market, and Aquila's been at the forefront of that.
Okay, I've tested a lot of cats in my life and I can clearly see the advantages of this 54. Tell us a little bit about sort of your advantages on this boat over a monohull.
Sure. Well, obviously the biggest thing is the footprint. The footprint of a catamaran is just incredible when you compare it to the equivalent monohull. And when you look at things like the master cabin, it's just not replicatable on anything under 70, even 80, 90 foot. You don't get a master cabin like that. So it's really a benefit of that catamaran footprint.
So access on board includes port and starboard stepped entry through the back platform or the stern platform. And then once the tender boat's platform is dropped, you have full 180 access off the stern of the boat. So taking a look at the cockpit, I do like this little bar area. 2 stools, good area to sit and have a few drinks. And then on the outside, you've got a nice big full lounger and an external dining table as well. Access to the flybridge up the stairs. And again, lots of nice space out here, open and airy. Clearly Aquila takes safety seriously. Take a look at how wide the walkthroughs are on the side of the boat, and you have nice high rails and plenty of grab rails throughout. The Aquila 54 offers huge sociability. You can fit a whole footy team here. Massive space, lots of luxury included. Now standing on a monohull, you'd normally access the flybridge up the side decks or off the stern section. Again, I do like the innovation on this boat, and you have easy access straight up from the bow. Speaking of the flybridge, take a look at what 25 foot of beam gives you. Another huge open spacious area. You have a big wraparound lounge here, corner section, probably fit comfortably 6 to 8 people. The dining table can extend and give you a bit more. And then if you take a look out the back, you've got a full wet bar, including a nice grill, big fridge, ice machine, so everything you need to cook up a good storm here. Now keep in mind, there are 3 options to this flybridge. As you see it, open air and a fantastic day boat, summer boat option. You then have the clears option as well, probably cost you 15 or 20 grand more. And then a lot of people do go for the fully enclosed flybridge, and that probably would be a favorite of mine, especially if I'm going to use this for long distance travel. Now one thing I do like within the layout is the way they've set up the galley. It becomes part of the cockpit outside. So again, it's another open plan area. It's nice and spacious. It's got a small little island bench here, induction cooktop, microwave that's hidden behind here. So having a galley of this size enables you to do the long trips and be out at sea for a long time. There's plenty of storage space, plenty of fridge space. And yep, I can quite clearly see myself sitting on the islands, having a few cocktails and cooking a steak here. Take a look at the saloon. Big beam, opens it right up. You get a bigger lounge area. Wrap around here, big dining table inside that actually opens up and extends out to an even bigger dining table. TV included, big glass windows, so it keeps it light, nice and airy. It's all about the sociability, and it is really nice and comfortable in here. Now when it comes to catamarans, obviously everything is supersized. It's a forward master suite. You have a massive king-size bed. On the port side, you step down into a walk-in robe, so you've got a his and hers, and there's plenty of cupboard space and drawers down there. Then on the starboard side, you step down into a beautiful ensuite that has separate shower, separate head, and a beautiful big vanity area through the center. Again, there's a lot of glass down there, so everything is light, it's airy, and there's very good ventilation. Cabin options on the Aquila 54 include 3, 4, or 5 cabins. Now this one here is a 4 cabin, and you've got a port, a starboard. Both have got decent sized double beds, en suites, and then you have the cockpit cabin off the back. Now I quite like that because you can accommodate a skipper, crew members, and then after a heavy day of fishing or diving or whatever, you could step straight up. That's also got an ensuite, clean off, and yeah, no mess, no fuss. So it's a nice setup the way it is with a 4. I do like it. Right, up at the helm, well, the Aquila 54 is rated for its performance. Lee, what are the engine options on these?
So the standard engine option is the 380 Volvo D6, but I think the most popular option in Australia, definitely in the boats we've sold so far, is the 480 horsepower D6 Volvo. We also have an upgrade option to the 550 Cummins as well, which hasn't been as popular as the Volvo option yet, but the next boat we've got coming has the Cummins option in it.
Okay, so as far as performance is concerned, what is sort of the optimum cruise speed and economical cruise speed on this?
Across the range, averaging everything out, it feels like 18 to 18.5 knots is the most economical speed you'll get out of the engines. That's obviously levelling out range against fuel usage against speed. It seems to be the most economical performance.
Okay, and what kind of fuel would you be burning at that sort of speed?
Depending on sea condition, but optimal, somewhere around 130 litres an hour.
Okay, that's not too bad. And then your size of fuel tanks on board?
Standard option is the 2200 litres with a 720 litre optional tankage as well.
Yeah, okay, so that takes you up to about 3,000 litres.
Just under, yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
If you want to sit in that 11 to 18 knot range, then you're looking at about that 400 nautical miles.
And then in your sort of lower speeds between 6 and say 9 knots, I assume the economy drops and gets way better.
Well, you're probably the same as me. I don't want to do 6 knots everywhere, but assuming 6 knots, that's sort of saying 1,300 nautical miles.
All right, so as far as the helm's concerned, you've got a pretty simple layout, but it's clean and it's really neat. Enough space for a twin 16-inch Ray Marines or sonar and GPS chartplotter of your choice. The flat dash section has your binnacle controls, autopilot system, fusion, a whole lot of goodies here. Bow thrust control, wipers, there's all sorts of little electronics that are built into the boat to simplify the operating of this craft. Another really good feature on board as well, and a worthwhile spend at around 20 grand, is this little dock mate. This is to simplify docking, maneuverability, just making your life a whole lot easier, because it's not a small boat this, so definitely a worthwhile spend. Alright, so we've had a quick look at the helm and what's on offer as far as performance and motors are concerned. Time to head out through the seaway and see how she goes offshore in a bit of wind and a bit of swell. Alright, so we've just pushed out of the Gold Coast Seaway, outgoing tide, probably 12 knots or 13 knots worth of onshore wind. Not the ideal time to sort of go out there. However, the Aquila 54 handled it pretty good. It was lumpy inside there. Copped a little bit of spray, but what I did find was the more power and a bit more speed that you gave it, it lifted up the sponsons and the bow and was pretty comfortable. I'm sitting at 13.6, nearly 14 knots. But it's quite a comfortable speed, and you're only looking at about 100 litres an hour fuel burn, which is not too bad. You're going to get quite a good range at that speed. Bumping it up, well, let's have a look and see what she does sort of on the wide open throttle. Sitting at just under 20 knots, fuel burn 170, 177 litres an hour. So yeah, if you want to get up and go, you can, and it's still not that bad on economy. That's quite an efficient hull. Now another thing with cats or multi-hulls, I think you probably can see it in the video, that stability is exceptional on these boats. You got the two hulls sitting a lot wider than a mono, so they are going to have way better stability. Right, unfortunately we've come to the end of a fantastic day testing the new Aquila 54. To summarize it in short, well, this boat's all about size, and they say size matters, and in this case, well, yeah, it shows it does. There's a spot for everyone and a spot for a lot of people on board as well. Price-wise, you're looking at it just under 2.5 mil for the base boat, but it still includes a lot of standard options. And then as tested, you have the upgraded motors, the tender and a whole lot of other goodies on board, and you're looking at about 2.7 mil for this. So yeah, it's a big footprint, a big boat, a lot of boat for the value, and yeah, I like it. I'm Kev Smith for Club Marine TV, and a fantastic day out, and looking forward to seeing you again.